What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wolfe Gets Wrecked. Today we're going to keep using the Parastrap team that you saw last time in earlier videos, and yeah, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. And I think the ladder might have actually, the ladder reset, so we're back to 0 and 0, so we're going to go ahead and see what we can do, see if we can find an opponent, and yeah, going to go ahead and give it a shot. So I just learned that I'm going to be going up against Aaron in the Nugget Bridge Major. I learned that yesterday, and I'm really excited, and I'm kind of tempted to bring this team, to be honest. So yeah, we do love Pokemon. We do love Pokemon, and I approve of that trainer message. So, Big 6 with all level 50 Pokemon, all have items. So, I'm not super well versed in the Big 6 matchup. Gengar's definitely coming here. I need to somehow scare away his Smeargle. I'm tempted to bring my own Smeargle, to be honest, but I'm not sure that's super ideal. It doesn't do great versus Kangaskhan, so I'm going to say either Smeargle or Landorus up here. Kyogre is definitely coming in the back. And I just need to pick which mode I'm going to go here. So definitely, I'm definitely going Gengar mode, and I just need to figure out what I'm going to do about that opposing Smeargle. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and lead. Last time I played Big 6, you guys saw I used Landorus, and it was really effective, but I'm not sure that was ideal. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bring my own Smeargle here, and going to bring Landorus in the back. That's tricky. Kyogre's definitely coming in the back. Kyogre's third, and then I need to figure out the fourth one. I could also lead Raichu. Raichu's a really real probability. The thing that I'm afraid of is the opposing Smeargle lead. And I'm not sure, like Smeargle Kangaskhan, for example, would be pretty tough to beat. They're definitely doable. So I'm going to go ahead and just... I also need to watch out for Smeargle Xerneas. I'm going to bring my own Smeargle here. I'm going to go Landorus and Kyogre. Both Raichu and Xerneas have a place in this matchup, but I don't know exactly what it is. No, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing that because, shoot, I'm out of time. I'm not doing this because, oh shoot, come on. Because I'm worried about that Salamence. So this is the lineup I'm going with. Big 6. Let's go ahead and see if we can beat this. Just like I did last time. I don't remember what Pokemon I brought in the back last time. I definitely had Kyogre though. And so the only real question is if I brought Xerneas last time. I have a feeling I probably did. Smeargle definitely has a place in this matchup, and I'm kind of toying with the idea of putting Crafty Shield in Smeargle. But I haven't yet, so at the moment this is what we have. So Gengar and Landorus lead for me. Well, obviously what I said I was going to do, I did. And we see Kangaskhan Xerneas, so that's really interesting. Fairy Aura. So Xerneas. Okay, so as you guys may or may not be aware, the order of abilities, for the most part, reveals at what speeds the Pokemon are. So with that in mind, we see that my Intimidate goes after that Fairy Aura, so that Xerneas is going to be timid. And so in this situation, this is tough because I'm really tempted to Mega Evolve, Sludge Bomb, and maybe superpower that Kangaskhan. I took Explosion off, and this is actually a rare situation, which I actually would prefer to have Explosion. And so I'm not going to Earthquake here because he could be scrappy. And I'm not actually positive that I want to get rid of that. That Kangaskhan right now. Ooh, but I'm out of time. So okay, yeah. Once again, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Bomb Xerneas, and I'm actually just gonna go ahead and superpower here. It might not be the best move, but it's something. So yeah, Xerneas is switching out, so we should be taking a KO this turn, and actually doing a fair amount of damage to that Talonflame as well. That was a good move on his part because now his Talonflame is for free and it doesn't have Intimidate damage. Well, not for free. Let's go ahead and see what Kangaskhan does. But either way, he could Sucker Punch here, but yeah, he's not fake outing Gengar. We learned that much. So he could Sucker Punch Gengar and get some damage on it. I think that'd be a solid move, but in return he will take quite a bit of damage. So yeah, definitely interesting. He's gonna go Fake Out. So solid turn, that was a solid move. We've seen 3 of his 4 Pokemon, and we've seen he has Xerneas in the back, so he could very well have grounded, and I wouldn't be surprised. And he could be going for some kind of speed control here. So Sludge Bomb's gonna come in, do actually not that much, but we'll get the poison there. So that's fine by me. I'm totally cool with that. And actually, my Landorus now, this is bueno because my Landorus isn't locked into a move. But even despite that Kangaskhan's Fake Out did quite a bit of damage. I could actually go Parasong here, but I'm actually going to head and get my Intimidate out. Xerneas so far, because he has Kangaskhan, I'm going to say Xerneas is my most expendable Pokemon in this matchup. So even though there's a really real possibility he could go for the Tailwind here. No, actually, I don't want to. I need to put pressure on basically. But Tailwind switch to Groudon would be really bad. Like Tailwind, Talonflame goes down, Groudon in would be really bad. But despite that, taking a KO here would be really good, so I'm going to go ahead and risk it. I might lose my Landorus, but I think the only way I really lose my Landorus is, yeah, in this situation in which he doubles up. So that's fine. You know, like it's not perfect to lose Landorus right here, but whew, That did quite a bit of damage. Wow. That's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be a trade. So we traded Landers for Talonflame, and Kangaskhan's locked in at -1, and yeah, solid move for my opponent. Xerneas is coming in here because the weather is important. So things to note here: he has to send in whatever his last Pokemon was that wasn't Xerneas. So now, if I'm able to take a KO here, I think he should be, like, I don't think it's his best move to necessarily sucker Gengar, because and protect Groudon. Like, so what I'm gonna do here is definitely Hidden Power Water that Groudon, and gonna go ahead and launch a switch my Xerneas to Kyogre. But with that in mind, like, the worst possible situation here is Sucker Punch into Gengar and Protect, but even that isn't that bad, to be honest. So this is a big reason why I like Hidden Power on my Gengar. I like being able to threaten Groudon, and picking up an OHKO here would be really good because it lets me Perish Song and hopefully win the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Xerneas out. This is an easy move for me. What I'm expecting is maybe a Precipice Blades and a normal attack in the Kyogre, but Kangaskhan's at -1, so it's not going to do an exceedingly large amount of damage. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see what happens. What we really don't want to see is that Groudon protecting, and I think I might have messed up my Kyogre use, right? Because I think it should have more HP. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but at least it holds Blue Orb. So Blue Orb Kyogre, very good choice. And Gengar's just going to go ahead and launch that Hidden Power Water. So no Sucker Punches here. This should pick up the KO. I would be very surprised if it didn't, and yes. So Groudon's going down, and now it's 2-2, possibly 3, possibly 2. Double Edge coming out from Kangaskhan. Going to go ahead and do a bit of damage to that Kyogre, but not enough. Not enough at all. So I really like this situation. I'm going to go ahead and Perish Song and Scald this turn, and hopefully that should just clean up the game, because Xerneas, I think, has a lot of motivation to protect here, and like protect Sucker Punch I think would be a really strong move, and because of that, I can just Perish Song and wait for the game to end, because especially given the fact that Kangaskhan can't touch me at all. We've seen 3 of his 4 moves. You can assume the 4th move is a fighting move and probably isn't like a move that can hit hit Gengar. So because of that, even if Xerneas goes for the Geomancy, I can go protect, switch Gengar out, switch Gengar back in, and that will be it. So there's the Perish Song coming out. Gonna go ahead and make everything on the field have a timer, and Kyogre will probably be making it through this turn. He goes for Moonblast onto Kyogre. Interesting. So okay, yeah, that was a good move. And Kyogre lives. Wow, and that did a lot of damage. So I actually wouldn't be super surprised if this was like banded Talonflame and Spec Xerneas, to be honest. But thankfully, it's not really going to matter, because yes, I could attack here, but if he gets the crit with Sucker Punch, it would be very bad. So just protect. Gonna go ahead and I think at this point I should have the auto win, right? Because it goes protect, switch out, or Perish Song falls to 2, switch out, lose both my Mons potentially. Perish count falls to 1, Gengar back in, game over. So he's gonna go ahead and Power Up Punch, hit my Kyogre, and Moonblast Gengar. So solid move, nothing wrong with that. But this game is over. We could see the order of speeds. I wish I could read Japanese. Oh no, I know that. I know this Kangaskhan outspeeds his freaking Xerneas. So yeah, there's no real reason for me not to protect here. Like, I don't expect to get it, but it could potentially stop some damage redirecting onto my Xerneas if for some reason he doubled in, or if he used like a different set of attacks. So that's my own Fairy-Aura. It doesn't stack, so nothing really exciting there. Protect fails. We weren't expecting it to connect, but Sucker Punch also fails. So Moonblast is going to do a bit of damage, and this game is going to be OVER over. So Kyogre's going down, and I'm just going to clean up this game. Very nice. So yeah, good game to my opponent. That's really why I like Perish Song, and that's why I like Hidden Power Water. You can see that versus this team, we exerted a lot of pressure, which I think was really important. Like the ability to do so much damage with Sludge Bomb onto the Talonflame and hit potentially, like, we threatened the Kangaskhan with Superpower, even though it didn't end up happening, and threatening Xerneas and Groudon with Hidden Power Water, Sludge Bomb and Hidden Power Water respectively, is just so nice. So predictable other Pokemon here. He's probably gonna go for something. Hope that I make a mistake. Maybe Sucker Punch. Maybe like if he got a lot of crits, I think he would probably win here. But we're not gonna take the risk. So just predictable other Pokemon. Gonna go ahead and see. Maybe he'll attack himself. Sucker Punch into Gengar probably fails. Moonblast into Xerneas fails or protected, and that's gonna be the game. So game to my opponent. Yeah, it's tough and best of 1 to play against Hidden Power Water Gengar. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, Perish Trap is. I like Perish Trap. I like Perish Song. It's a cool condition here. I need to think about this more. And yeah, so another cool thing that you should be noticing is that I mentioned earlier that I'm considering Crafty Shield on my Smeargle. So this isn't a team I use in a tournament. This is a team I built for you guys. This is a team I built for fun. So when I team build, and I'm thinking about making like a team building video, but when I team build, I normally make a lot of changes. Like I look at especially my losses, and I say, okay, why did I lose here, and what could I have done differently? So with that in mind, like yes, so I might be messing around with Crafty Shield on Smeargle. I might be putting Wide Guard onto moving Wide Guard off. I could be like there are other moves I'm considering, but Crafty Shield is definitely the #1 pick. You saw that I initially had different moves and items in Raichu that I changed. I changed Explosion to Superpower. Yeah, stuff like that. I think it's really important to be flexible with your team because oftentimes like your first draft of a team it can be solid, like especially if you're a foundation, like your idea is solid, but you really need to be able to be adaptable and be able to mess around. So another Japanese opponent. You can see the opponents are pretty low, but this is also because the ladder reset like now. So yeah, another Big Six variant-ish team, but now he has Togekiss instead of Smeargle and Cresselia instead of Talonflame. So definitely interesting. Definitely not what I wanted to see, but again, Big Six means Big Gengar. So Gengar's coming here, and then I need to think about this. So he's got his Trick Room mode, which kind of makes me want Smeargle. Landorus is really solid here. Kyogre's needed. Immense is a pain, and indeed. Raichu would be kind of solid here. Fake Out and Encore Pressure is really nice. I need to think about this one. Okay, I think I can afford to not bring Xerneas here. I definitely need Kyogre. Landorus is solid. I really like Landorus. I'm leading Landorus because of the potential Cresselia. I'm bringing Kyogre. And the last Pokemon is going to be tough. I need to watch out for that skill swap as well. Oh, there's so much that goes into it. This is probably Gravity on Cresselia. That Cresselia is a real pain. I am tempted to bring Xerneas again. I don't have a lot of, but this lineup doesn't give a lot of support to Xerneas. So Smeargle, Xerneas, or Raichu, and I'm running out of time. Okay, 8 seconds. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, I DC'd. Darn, that's so upsetting. I'm sorry, guys. So, I guess we'll end the episode here. That's really upsetting. Okay, we can do one more. Darn, that sucks. That's really upsetting. That's going to affect my ranking. My Wi-Fi doesn't normally kick out like that. That's, like, really weird. And I was, like, looking forward to that game. That really sucks. So, yeah, sometimes it happens. I'll do another battle just for you guys, because that was unfortunate, but, yeah, darn. that really is unfortunate. So, you know, sometimes your Wi-Fi will kick out. That's part of college Wi-Fi. I have my own router, but, you know, you can't win them all. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and reconnect, as you can see. But yeah, I guess in that matchup, let me think about that. I definitely wasn't totally sold on what I should have done there. I think I probably was leaning towards Xerneas in the end, but I'm not sure if that was the right call. I'm not super familiar with how Smeargle plays, and so in certain matchups, yeah, it's solid, but like I don't really like understand it as well as I'd like to. So with that in mind, I think that's like maybe I feel like versus Trick Room, Smeargle should be doing pretty well, but I'm just not. I wasn't super like familiar with it. Also, Fake Out Pressure is really good versus Trick Room. So still at 1-0, but this is probably gonna be a loss because it looks like the disconnect was on my end, and let's hope we play a good opponent. And let's hope we find him fast. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. What can you do? Okay, 1569, NW Python. I'm not going to that website. Looks like he has a website. So, from Germany. So, Rayogre, definitely a very bad matchup for my team. And versus Rayogre, we say we're probably going to go ahead and want Xerneas, I think. Maybe Raichu. I'm tempted to bring Xerneas mode here, is the short version of it. And I could actually bring Landorus up front and bring my Raichu and Smeargle in the back. And just go ahead and start by doing big damage. And just basically make this game about set up Xerneas or bust. That Aegislash is going to be really problematic though, but I do have Encore and Raichu, which will kind of mitigate that. So this is like a game where I'm definitely experimenting. Kyogre could come here, but I don't like how fast his Pokemon are. I could definitely bring so the alternative here is not bringing Landorus and instead bringing Kyogre and like leading with Raichu or something. But with that in mind, it might actually be better to lead Smeargle here. Oops, sorry. Second, third, and fourth, we're going to go ahead and bring Kyogre. Oh, that's so scary. Do we want Kyogre or do we want Landorus? We want Landorus. We're going to do this instead. This is a tough matchup. Like, this is really, really, really tough. So, you know, you can't win them all or any of them. Having Air Balloon on Raichu is really nice. I'm going to be using Raichu to try and exert some pressure onto that Kyogre. But other than that, yeah, it's going to be rough, boys. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and give this our best shot. The fact that I have Wide Guard and Smeargle is actually pretty good in this matchup. So Wide Guard and Smeargle is good versus Kyogre for the most part, and it's very bad versus versus other Smeargle. So that's kind of the thing about Smeargle. You have to figure out what your team is weak to and which games you really need it in. So Xerneas Smeargle's coming up front here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get the GMNC set up and sweep, but it's gonna be difficult. This guy has a lot of answers. So that's actually a pretty nice lead. I'm not gonna lie. For me to see. I'm gonna go ahead and I expect a taunt here onto my Smeargle and Steel Attack onto my Xerneas. With that in mind, I'm going to protect my Xerneas and go ahead and switch my Smeargle right into Landorus. This will threaten him in Blade form, and it will let me get an Intimidate off onto that probably physical Aegislash. So, yeah, I think that's a solid move. Preserving Smeargle. Again, Xerneas is the centerpiece of this game. It's really important for victory. And yes, I don't know. I think it's solid. I don't know. It's really important. So Smeargle's coming out. I'm gonna get that Intimidate off. This is a defensive turn without a doubt for me, but I still feel like it's pretty solid. So Landorus is in. Intimidate is out onto the field, lowering both of the attack stats. The only one that there is some physical Thunderous running around, but I would expect this one to be special based on the team composition. So Xerneas is gonna go ahead and protect. This is probably a taunt, I hope. Thunder Wave into Xerneas, and very bid, very bid indeed. That's really bad for me. So, with that in mind, we're gonna get Raichu in here. That was a solid move for my opponent. That might have been so. That was like really risky, to be honest. Like if that had backfired, it would have been so bad. But it didn't backfire, so who's laughing? But if I just Dark Voided there, that would have been like really good for me and really bad for him. So I think I need to get rid of this Aegislash first of all. That was a solid move. It's put me on the back foot. So gonna get Raichu in here and using my Air Balloon. Hopefully this is another electric attack onto the spot, but we'll see. So oh, it's not. So it's probably Hidden Power Ice. So this guy's just he's not messing around here at all. So yeah, I don't know. This is tough. Earthquake breaks the sub, but it looks like I'll probably pay a pretty hefty price. Foul play into Landorus, I suppose. And I haven't intimidated. Wow, this is an interesting set that he's running. Wow, Gyro Ball probably into Xerneas. Yeah, so Xerneas is now Raichu. That does quite a bit of damage. That could be Life Orb, but it's not. So now things are a little bit tougher. So Fake Out into that Thunderous, and I'm going to go ahead and hope that this is a King Shield, because otherwise that would be bad. So we've seen Thunder Wave and we've seen Foul Play. We can probably assume maybe even Swagger. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this was like Lum, Aegislash, and the Swagger Thunderous. That would seem pretty good. And I'm really banking on the fact that this could be might be a King Shield, because if he Gyro Balls into my Landorus, I'm going to have a lot of trouble the rest of this game. Also, the fact that we saw Foul Play kind of implies that we may not be seeing Taunt, which would explain the turn 1 a lot better. It would also make my options a lot better. So without Taunt, if this turn plays out the way I hope it does, I'll be in a much better position. But if he calls my read, if he reads me here and doesn't protect his Aegislash, then we might be in trouble. So Xerneas is back in. Let's go ahead and see what Aegislash does. Fairy Aura, again, not really important right now. Oh, he gets the read. That's unfortunate. So Fake Out into Thunderous, Wide Guard, perfect. That's excellent. So we've seen Substitute and we've seen Wide Guard. So I'm gonna take that as a positive turn for us. And he can't Thunder Wave here. He can Foul Play, but I'm gonna Encore the Durangard and GMNC the Xerneas. So finally I'm going for the setup, using Raichu's Lightning Rod to protect Xerneas from potential Thunder Waves, using Raichu's Encore, banking on the fact that he can only taunt 1, also noting the fact that his Aegislash is at -1, so even if for some reason he taunts Raichu and Gyro Balls, which is super unlikely in my opinion, I should still be able to be in a decent position. So gonna go ahead and see what happens here. Yes. But this game is far from over. Also, we should note, other things to note, Landorus outsped that Thunderous, so it's pretty bulky, and Foul Play, Thunder Wave, yeah, so interesting. He'll be making a move soon. That's really scary. Don't like that at all. Okay, yeah, so like I said, Potential swagger, we saw the swagger. So Raiju's going to go ahead and use Encore on the Aegis Slash, so this might be a dead turn for me, trading Wide Guard proficiency, or the Wide Guard lock for Confusion. Thunder Wave and Confusion is really scary, and even though I did get a GMNC here, it doesn't change the fact that that Thunderous is a royal pain, and I don't like it at all. So, swagger just makes things, like, everything so much more difficult. Yeah, that's a drag. Whatever. So GMNC is up, that's really fortunate for me, and in return I get swaggered. So there wasn't really much I felt like I could do there in terms of like not getting swaggered. Swagger is definitely his best option, to vault him for that, but still it's kind of a drag. So I'm going to Volt Tackle this Aegis Slash. I think it wants to switch out. He has potentially Kyogre, Rayquaza, Talonflame, and not Togekiss. I don't remember what the last one is, but those three are all Pokemon that hitting Volt Tackle on would be good. And I'm going to Moonblast the Thunderous, because if Thunderous goes down, and if I can break out of Confusion, I'll feel a lot better at my position here. Keeping in mind, I still do have Smeargle in the back, and so I do have some support for Xerneas if I can maintain my Xerneas, like if I can keep it alive. So Rayquaza's coming in here, that's fine. I'm going to be doing a bit of damage with Volt Tackle and also getting around a potential Focus Sash. But we might not, he might swag, yeah, so he swaggers probably Raichu, so he doesn't know my Raichu's physical, but odds are not in my favor here, so Raichu's going to go ahead and become confused, and we're going to see if Xerneas can get through this. So still confused, nothing wrong with that. I mean, lots wrong with that, and I actually do break through with Moonblast. So Moonblast coming out here, going to do a fair amount of damage, probably pick up the KO there. Thunderous is down, so even though Thunderous is down, the fact that I'm confused makes things just so much trickier when trying to figure out what I should be doing here. So Raichu actually 3 for 3 on Confusion. Swagger can be inconsistent. Volt Tackle is going to do a lot of damage. That's silly. Yes. And now, if I had Gengar in the back, this would be really a great time to be using Parasong if I can get rid of that Rayquaza, but I don't have Gengar in the back, so that makes things just a little bit more tricky. And Aegis Slash is back in here, so I think we can probably expect an Extreme Speed Gyro Ball combination here. That being said, I think I do want to take a KO right about now, so I'm going to go ahead and I have to choose. I think Landorus in for Raichu is a good call, unless we get Fake Out Pressure later. And I will actually end up protecting my Xerneas here. So, gonna go ahead and hope that if Confusion ends, that I can survive a little longer. We have seen only 2 of the moves on Aegis Slash, and there isn't. You can't, like, I would assume King Shield is there, but you can't 100% be sure. We've seen Substitute. Oh no, we've seen 3. Substitute, Gyro Ball, and Wide Guard. So we don't know what that force move is. It's probably King Shield, but no guarantees, of course. Yeah, so Rayquaza's Mega Evolving, that's not great. It's going to do a lot more damage now, but because it's Focus Sash, it will be a little bit. Okay, yeah, it will be not Life Orb boosted, so it won't be doing an insane amount of damage. So this is probably an Extreme Speed knock on my Landorus. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. And we do, let's see, not quite enough. So I'm pretty happy with that actually. So back into Blade form. This should be Gyro Ball, probably on Xerneas. Yeah, so this is a solid situation. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and Moonblast this Aegis Slash. We saw that Extreme Speed did like nothing to Lander, so with it barring a crit, we should be living through the turn with Xerneas if you Dragon Ascent. So I'm going to go ahead and just Moonblast this Aegis Slash. I think it will KO. I don't know my calcs. I'm not a huge Xerneas player, but I expect it will KO. And just going to go ahead and U-turn that Rayquaza. So this is a situation where even if Landorus goes down, getting Raichu in for free is pretty nice. And he can take out my Landorus, but if he does, he will lose his Rayquaza. Or he can protect his Rayquaza, but it won't really gain him much field position. So he doesn't protect either. Xerneas is going for Moonblast. This should... I could have Dazzling Gleam, but because I don't have Knockoff, I didn't think it was super solid. So Moonblast does pick up the KO there. Moonblast is just a really powerful attack when it's boosted, and Aegis Slash is pretty frail in Blade form. So that's Dragon Ascent. It's probably onto Xerneas. It could be onto Landorus. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. It matters quite a bit. Xerneas, so no crits, so this should be a pretty clean game because I'm going to go ahead and U-turn here, get Raichu in, and pick up that potential 4-0, but not guaranteed. This is probably Kyogre in the back. Or maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want Kyogre here, but the fact of the matter is if it's anything other than Talonflame, I can go Fake Out Moonblast, and if he protects, I can Encore him next turn. So U-turn, going to go ahead and just right straight into Raichu and go from there. And you can see Smeargle actually didn't do anything this game, but that's alright with me. You don't, sometimes just the threat of Smeargle is enough, and like the option, like Smeargle would have been really helpful if things are going differently. Also, it's important to know that I got pretty lucky with Confusion. So yeah, that's going to be Kyogre, so this should clean up the game. Fake Out, Moonblast, and it's Scarf probably. Yes, I think if it has Drizzle, it's probably Scarf. So I'm just going to go ahead and fake out Moonblast, and fake out plus Moonblast plus another Moonblast next turn should keep KO. Because the only reason I would use non-blue orb category is probably Choice Scarf. So good game to my opponent. That's all 4 of our Pokemon made it through, and yeah, that was a cool game. So I'm sorry again for the disconnect, guys. I didn't want to stop the episode just for that, but thank you for watching. We're actually 4-0 now with this team, which is pretty cool. So I'm not going to upload these battles until after I play Aaron. Or after I record the videos with Aaron, but yeah, I'm really excited to do that. The team has been playing pretty well. I like the way it feels. I'd like a little bit more practice with it, but you know, we haven't scheduled a match time yet, so hopefully, so might be bringing this versus Aaron is the short version, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy this team, make sure to leave a like, make sure to mention like in the comments. If you have other ideas for the channel, go ahead and mention that in the comments, and please subscribe. That'd be great. But yeah, until next time, I will see you later.